Well, hey everyone, we want to introduce our daughter, Robin.
So we are in labor. It's been about 3.5 hours, so we thought we'd go for a bit of a walk, get some food, and stay a little bit closer to the hospital. And yeah, it's actually quite interesting. This baby's a lot different than when I was in labor with Nikita. With Nikita, the more I walked, the more I would get contractions. With this baby, she seems to go to sleep with the walking and all the contractions seem to stop. So we might end up going back and lying down somewhere. But anyway, thought I'd give you guys a bit of an update on what's been happening so far. So we are 40 weeks today. About 4 weeks ago, I had a scan done, just a routine scan, and that showed some blood flow issues to the baby and also some growth restriction. So we were moved from my basically being a low risk birth under just a midwife to being considered high risk, in which case we were under the care of an obstetrician. So unfortunately, there are no obstetricians in Queenstown Hospital. It doesn't have any surgeries or anything like that. So it's basically, there's no C-sections. There's very little intervention that they can do at the Queenstown Hospital here. So it basically meant that after meeting with the obstetrician, they were concerned, and we were talking about induction. So an induction would have to be done in Invercargill, which is about 2.5 hours drive away, or a 50-minute helicopter ride, depending on how urgent things go. So yeah, so that was a bit of a downer because we were really hoping to have a home birth, yeah, being high risk, it's not a very good idea to have a home birth if you're high risk. So we basically kind of sent the word out on Facebook, as well as letting people know, and just had a bunch of people praying. So that was awesome. We really appreciate everyone who's prayed. And so basically since then, all of the scans, ultrasounds, CTGs, or non-stress tests if you're in America, all of those have come back perfectly healthy and normal. And then the growth scan came back showing that she had basically exceeded the trajectory of growth. So she was in the 3rd percentile, and then she made it to the 5th. The 5th is kind of like that borderline where lower than the 5th, they consider it severe growth restriction, and above the 5th, it's just kind of like small. So still technically growth restricted, but not as big of a concern. So she made it to the 5th percentile, and I was really excited about that. So basically then yesterday we had another appointment with another OB, and she cleared me to give birth here up in Queenstown, based on a few things, particularly Nikita was measuring really small as well. She was measuring in the 5th. Up until I delivered her, and she was full term as well. So yeah, that's basically kind of a super quick rundown on the medical side of things. But I'm discharged from high risk now, so I am considered low risk and cleared to give birth here in Queenstown. She technically said that I could do a home birth if I wanted to, but the smaller the baby, typically the less resilient they are, and the higher the chance that they would need some sort of intervention after birth. So we're giving birth in the birth center here at the hospital with my midwife. This morning we had what's called a membrane sweep, and I will spare you the details, but that was in an attempt to kickstart labor. And then about 3 hours ago, which would be about 5 p.m., we are now in labor. So that's a quick rundown. Did I miss anything? No. So yeah, we'll keep recording and give you guys a sneak peek into our labor and birth of our newest little baby.
Oh, hello. We're in labor just outside the maternity door. Yeah. Thank you.
Yep. Oh, okay.
Well, hey everyone, we want to introduce our daughter, Naomi Magiera. Born here in Queenstown, New Zealand. Mom and baby are all healthy.
She was born this morning at 9:30 a.m., the 19th of February, and she is 6 pounds 4 ounces and perfectly healthy.